Good morning everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lauren and this is part 3 of the 25 daily practices to thrive in business challenge video. Okay everybody, we are up to day 11 technically. It is Monday, so it is actually the day after day 11, but I'm going to give you day 11's task and you may be a little bit more lenient on me not finishing it today because there's just absolutely no chance that I'm going to do it right now because it's late. It's past 5 p.m. and I'm only just getting to it because I've been busy working on other things all day. There's some very exciting things upcoming. I also had to do a massive grocery shop because we've got family coming up to Perth to visit us this weekend and I'm so excited about it because I will finally get some human interaction with people that I know already and I'm really excited about that. But anyway, back to the actual challenge. Yesterday's task, so Sunday the 23rd of February's task was to review my monthly expenses. The quote of the day is to beware of little expenses, a small leak will sink a great ship, by Benjamin Franklin. This is actually a really good task to be within this challenge and I actually will do this task in this video, but I am going to do it tomorrow because it is the end of the day. I've got a lot of expenses to review, seeing as I haven't really updated my business budget, which is a financial year budget, so it goes July 2024 to June 2025. So I haven't really updated that budget since maybe mid-December and there was quite a few expenses since then. I've kept track of almost all of them with receipts and any that aren't in receipt form I actually do have the bank balance thing on my phone that tracks it anyway, but almost everything has a receipt and a lot of business purchases are made online. Not that big of a deal, I can do all of that and I'm happy to do all of that, just not today because it's too late in the day. So instead I'm going to do today's actual task because it is Monday today and this is Monday's task, and that is to reflect on one challenge you overcame recently. And the quote of the day today is, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling but in rising every time we fall," by Nelson Mandela. But I'm gonna do this one and also tomorrow's task so that I have enough time to do the actual monthly budget, and that also means that I'm up to date on all of these tasks. But yeah, reflecting on one challenge that I overcame recently, this might be a little bit of a long segment, I feel like. I don't know if moving really classifies as a challenge, but moving specifically my business stock and overcoming that fear of moving everything and changing the way that I do business from doing physical in-person markets to completely online, social media reliant and website reliant, website driven sales, all of that sort of stuff. Changing that was really scary, not gonna lie. So I think that counts as a challenge. To reflect on that, I'm not really sure how I can word sort of a reflection on something like that. When I think back to when we first decided to move, I think my initial response was that I was excited to move my personal life, although I would obviously miss my family and friends and all of that. I was actually really excited to just generally move and have a change of pace, change my life, try new things, all of that sort of stuff. I was actually excited about it, but as soon as the thought popped into my mind that I would no longer have the security of the reliable markets and the local businesses that I knew and my business friends that I did markets with and things like that, as soon as the thought crossed my mind that I wouldn't have that anymore, I actually got really worried and it flipped my whole perspective of moving, and it was really scary, to be honest, because I went from this like, oh my god, this is going to be fantastic brain to holy crap, this is going to be the worst decision I've ever made in my life if I want my business to be successful, which obviously I do want my business to be successful. But it kind of flipped as soon as I got here and it changed into a bit of a mindset change of, I am going to make this business work no matter what I have to do, no matter how long I have to work for, no matter how I have to go about what I do. I'm gonna make it work no matter what. And that kind of has been really pushing me since then. Just knowing that I have all of these creative ideas and wants and hopes and dreams and the passion in the sewing business and in the various different things that I want to get into, knowing all of that means that I'm actually really excited to continue and move forward, and I'm excited that I got given the opportunity to change my whole entire business plan rather than sort of having to go through that change without it being forced, because it being forced actually made it easier. But yeah, I'm not really sure if that really reflected well on this challenge, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think it's good to think about something like that. It makes me feel a little bit more positive about all the changes. Just knowing that I feel good about something that I previously didn't feel good about makes me feel good, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think I can check day 12 off and go to day 13 because we're going to do this today as well. Okay, so day 13, which is tomorrow's task, so that we have enough time to do the whole monthly budget review. Day 13 is listing 5 things that I'm grateful for. And the quote of tomorrow is, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough." And it's a quote by Anonymous. I wonder if they took that from like a live stream or a chat or something like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 normal sticky notes. I have a Sharpie. Oh, you know what? Let's do it in that. I have a gold paint pen, and I'm gonna write the 5 things I'm grateful for on this so that I can actually put them in various places around my business area or around my life and around my home or things like that. It's just gonna be 5 things. Maybe I'll actually stick them up behind me on my bookmark wall. That actually sounds like a really good idea to me. So I'm gonna do that. I'm actually just gonna sit and write these 5 things down, and then I will come back to you with my 5 things.
Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside.
Alright everybody, let me read through these things that I'm grateful for. I tried to think a little bit deeper than just like having a roof over my head and food and a cute dog and all of that. I tried to think a little bit deeper than that, which actually made it a little more difficult, to be honest, which I think makes sense. But let me give you all of these various things I'm grateful for. The first one that I wrote down was the people that have supported Flynn Wiki. My thoughts behind this one is the fact that one of the most recent tasks I did, I think it was the last task in part 2 of this challenge, I had to contact 3 people who have been previous customers, and that was recent, so it made me think about how grateful I am for having previous customers at all. The next one I thought of was, I'm grateful for the business owners that inspire me daily to continue, because I pretty much wake up and watch YouTube videos of other businesses, mainly ones that are in America or Canada or the UK. I watch quite a few YouTubers online that just keep me absolutely so inspired to continue. The next one is a little bit more materialistic, but it's the tech and machines that make my business possible. So I'm more talking about the fact that I have a laptop to edit videos on, this camera, my sewing machine, a printer, all of that stuff. I'm so grateful to be in a position to have been able to buy that sort of stuff to make my business what it is today. The second to last one, so number 4, is my partner for supporting my big dreams and life goals. He has literally been funding the majority of our life as a couple for a while now, and I really appreciate that he, 1, has chosen to do that, 2, has the ability to do that, and 3, that he's just generally okay with it. No matter how many conversations we have as a partnership about money and finances and goals in terms of finances, we are still on the same page, and he accepts the fact that my business and what I do is part of my life and part of my goals and my future. So he's willing to help me make that happen, which I'm really grateful for him for being able to do that and choosing to do that. The last one, which is probably the most deep one out of all of them, which means I will probably nervous giggle through this whole entire conversation. But the last one I've written down is my growth mentally and being more capable at generally living life. I have gone through some quite dreadful stages of mental health, being poorly. I don't like to talk about it. It's not something that I am proud of. It's not something that I want to share with the world, frankly. There's aspects of it that will accidentally get shared with the world, and I think if you've noticed that, you've noticed that. If you haven't, then you haven't. And I'm not going to answer any questions on it, frankly, but I'm really proud of the fact that I went from that dark of a place mentally to where I am today, filming videos, being more confident than I ever have, being happier than I ever have, living such a joyful life, doing things that I never thought possible, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really happy about that, and I'm not going to cry on the internet ever. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stick those up on my wall now, but I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will come back when I'm doing my monthly budget, and now I'm gonna go and have a cry to my partner because I love him. Bye. Alright guys, it is time for the challenge today. It's the one that was supposed to be done last Saturday. It is now Tuesday, but we've caught up on all the other ones. So once I do this one, we're actually caught up perfectly. I'm gonna hop on my phone, which I do actually have a small update about this lovely phone ordeal, but I'm gonna hop on my phone and go on my bank app, and I'm gonna go through every expense that has come out of my bank app, because I'm almost certain that I've made almost none or very little purchases using cash over the past couple months. I have been using 2 different cards. I'm gonna go on my phone, I'm gonna go on my bank app, and I'm just gonna sit with my spreadsheet in front of me, and I'm gonna update all of my expenses. And it's gonna take a while, so I probably won't film very much of it. It is currently 12:40, so I will be back at it chatting to you in just a minute. Alright everybody, I'm back at it. It is 3:30 now, and I've just finished. I've got the screen up displaying my expenses and my income and every lovely little detail that there is. Eek McGeek, if I do say so myself. I'm not gonna lie, looking at my finances in terms of my business is always a scary and shocking ordeal that often stresses me out a bit, but I also know and understand that it is really difficult for small startup businesses to actually succeed within the first couple years, and my business hasn't. I've pretty much broken even to some degree every year, which honestly is not bad for a small business. So if you're a small business and you're breaking even, then you're not doing as bad as some other small businesses. In terms of my business and the fact that I am willingly in a massive growth phase of my business, in terms of buying a bunch of fabric while it was on sales, in sales that will not ever come back around, and that has proven successful to me. I actually know the cost of a lot of my fabrics is cheaper than average, but that does mean that for that year I spent so much money at Spotlight just stocking up, but then that could mean that the next financial year I don't spend any money at Spotlight at all because I'm only going to use fabrics I have. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that might be something that you guys would find interesting to say the least. But if I'm just having a look at the last quarter, the October, November, December quarter, to be completely open and honest about it, I spent just over $3,000 and I made just under $4,000. The majority of the money I got was on FPOS at markets, so that was 68% of my income, and 28% was cash at markets, and then 2.9% was wholesale because I had one wholesale order. In terms of my expenses, the categories are kind of confusing in terms of my expenses because obviously they're broken down inside the various categories, and it makes sense to me how it's broken down, but it probably doesn't to a lot of people. The largest percent of expenses was 27% spent on market fees, then it's working supplies, which is 26%, then it's materials, which I'm surprised by because I thought materials might be more, but that is 25%. Second last, it is business, which is 12%, and finally we've got marketing, which is 8%, which I'm also surprised by the marketing one because I did buy a lot of stuff from Vistaprint, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that. So that's a review of my expenses, and that means that Saturday's task is done. Good morning everybody, it is Thursday. I really am not doing a very good job of keeping on top of these challenge days at the moment. I'm just very busy. As I'm filming this, it is the day before all of my products go up on my website, which, if you can remember from the first video, that is actually one of the goals that was set at the very start of this challenge. So I'm very excited about that happening tomorrow, but it does mean that I'm getting a lot of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, social media in general stuff done at the moment. That is taking up a lot of my time, but that's okay. Yesterday's task, I will read it out to you, but it is similar to one of the tasks that I had to not do the other day. But this one I will probably talk about just a little bit more. The task is for leadership. It's identifying one area where you can lead more effectively. And the quote of the day is, leadership is not about being in charge, it is about taking care of those in your charge. But yeah, identifying one area that I can lead more effectively is kind of difficult when I'm a one-man show. There's no leading anyone else in this business, and that means that it's kind of a hard topic to try and think of something where I could lead more effectively in. So I'm actually just going to be ignoring this task as well. I know this video is probably really long anyway, so I'm just gonna forfeit this one. But yeah, hopefully one day I have a team where I can think about leading and think about finding more effective ways to lead a team. But as of this current moment in time, no team to lead. Yeah, I've just gotta lead myself better. But anyway, today's task is to write a vision statement for my business. And the quote of the day is, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. That quote makes no sense. It's by Helen Keller. So I was thinking about this one this morning because when I first read that the task was to think up a vision statement or to write a vision statement for my business, I actually didn't 100% know where to go with that, because in my head I thought a vision statement was more a lengthy sort of thing, maybe a paragraph of what I want my business to encompass in the future. But when I googled what a vision statement is, it's literally like a one-sentence go-to straightforward fact about your business. After finding out the actual meaning of a vision statement, I was really pondering it and thought up some keywords about what my business should be and what I wanted my business to encompass. Then I wrote a paragraph and basically just shortened and shortened and shortened it to be a statement. So I'm gonna write down this statement on a little sticky note and stick it probably with all of the things that I'm grateful for, just so that it's all in the same space as part of this challenge. And I'm also probably going to make that the like sort of headliner line on my website so that I can change my website and refresh it a little bit more. I'm just going to quickly write down my vision statement and then I'll let you know what it is. Okay guys, I've written down my little vision statement. I basically just wanted the main keywords into one statement that I could tell people if they asked me what my business was about. Just a short little statement to give a summary of what my hopes and dreams are, my goal for the future of my business and the world that my business is in. And that is to bring creatively handmade and practical goods into all Australian homes. The overarching meaning behind this is that I want to be creative and show creativity and bring new ideas to the table of sewing and handmade things, as well as it obviously being handmade, so that brings handmade into it. But I also want it to be practical, and then what I mean by all Australian homes is by trying my best to lower the cost as much as possible but still make a really good quality item, which means that I can lower the sale price so that more people can buy handmade goods. So yeah, long-winded way of just saying that that is my vision statement now, and I'm going to stick this up on my wall alongside everything else. Having that vision statement done means that we have come to the end of this video, the end of the third part of this video. That is terrifying because it means there's only 2 more parts left to go. That's kind of insane. Thank you so much for watching. If you're liking this journey through this 25-day challenge so far, then let me know down below. Maybe leave me a light globe emoji because we're thinking a lot in this video and talking through a lot of things and reflecting on things. So yeah, a light globe emoji down below if you have watched through to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and comment down below because that would mean the world to me. Otherwise, I will see you again next week with the next part of this video, and I will see you hopefully at another point next week for an extra video of some sort. So I love you all so much, and have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world. Mwah. And goodbye.